and welcome back to another episode of the Weekly Brief. My name is Brianna Nibbs, and I will be bringing you the latest coverage in national news, politics, world news, entertainment, and sports. Without further ado, let's get right into it. In national news, hundreds of protesters are marching in the streets of Brooklyn Center, Minnesota, following the police shooting of 20-year-old Daunte Wright, a young black man who was shot by a female police officer during a traffic stop on Sunday. The encounter took place 10 miles from Minneapolis, where the killing of George Floyd occurred. Wright was pulled over on Sunday afternoon with expired registration and an air freshener hanging from his rearview mirror. Police ran Wright's name and discovered that he had an outstanding warrant. Body cam footage shows a male officer attempting to handcuff Wright outside his vehicle, and then a struggle ensues. The female officer, Kim Potter, pulled out her gun and what she thought was a taser and yelled, "Taser, taser, taser," before firing the gun and striking Wright at point-blank range. The car was seen driving off before crashing into another vehicle, and Wright was pronounced dead at the scene. The now former Brooklyn Center Police Chief Tim Gannon said in a press conference on Monday that based on viewing the body cam footage, he believed that it was an accidental discharge. He, quote, "It is my belief that the officer had the intention to deploy their taser, but instead shot Mr. Wright with a single bullet. This appears to me from what I viewed and the officer's reaction and distress immediately after that this was an accidental discharge." Since then, both the police chief, Tim Gannon, and Officer Potter resigned. Wright's family doesn't believe that Daunte's murder was an accident and said that it was a murder. His parents appeared on ABC's Good Morning America, where his father, Aubrey Wright, said that, quote, "I lost my son. He's never coming back. I can't accept that. A mistake? That doesn't even sound right. This officer has been in the force for 26 years. I can't accept that." Meanwhile, Potter was arrested and charged with second-degree manslaughter on Wednesday, but was released on a $100,000 bond. She faces up to 10 years in prison and a $20,000 fine if found guilty. In politics, President Biden announced on Wednesday that he will withdraw troops from Afghanistan by September 11, which marks the 20th anniversary of 9/11. The withdrawal process will begin on May 1st, aligned with an agreement former President Trump's administration made with the Taliban. Some of the U.S. troops will remain to protect American diplomats. According to CNN, Biden will withdraw 2,500 troops. He said in his speech, quote, "War in Afghanistan was never meant to be a multi-generational undertaking. We were attacked, we went to war with clear goals, we achieved those objectives, Bin Laden is dead, and Al-Qaeda is degraded in Afghanistan, and it's time to end the forever war," end quote. He later went on in his speech and said that, quote, "It is time to end America's longest war. It is time for American troops to come home," end quote. That same day, President Biden visited the Arlington National Cemetery to honor the U.S. troops who died during the war. In world news, a volcano has erupted in the Caribbean island of St. Vincent, sending a 4-mile-high plume of ash and smoke into the sky hours after residents were ordered to evacuate. The volcanic eruption started on Friday from the La Soufriere volcano, and it continued to go on until Wednesday. The eruption has displaced roughly 20,000 people, with 4,000 of those living in shelters around the island. The National Emergency Management Organization for St. Vincent and the Grenadines said in a Facebook post that, quote, "Explosions and accompanying ashfall of similar or larger magnitude are likely to continue to occur over the next few days," end quote. Officials in St. Vincent say they are extremely worried about the ongoing COVID-19 outbreak as more cases increased, in addition to a lack of water. A lot of forest, farms, homes, and livestock has been destroyed, with water and food supplies have been cut off in many areas, which caused the government to drill water and set up distribution funds. Many neighboring countries, such as St. Kitts and Barbados, stepped up to offer aid and financial support. Many leaders, such as Prime Minister Timothy Harris of St. Kitts, pledged $1 million in disaster relief. Venezuelan Foreign Minister Jorge Ariza announced he would send humanitarian supplies, while Barbados deployed members of the Defense Force to deliver United Nations International Children's Emergency Funds for relief supplies and assistance. There are some sad and tragic news in the entertainment world. Hip-hop icon DMX has died on Friday, April 9th from a heart attack after being hospitalized for a week on life support. On the night of April 2nd, DMX was rushed to White Plains Hospital after suffering a cardiac arrest. His lawyer, Murray Richmond, told CNN that Simmons was admitted to the intensive care unit, but it is unknown what the cause of the heart attack is, despite sources stating an alleged drug overdose. He said that the rapper was on a ventilator and that his prognosis was grim due to a severe oxygen deprivation that causes a lack of brain activity. Initially, he first told NBC that DMX was taken off life support and was breathing on his own. However, he clarified his statement in a later interview that he was given the wrong information. Hundreds of his fans gathered outside of White Plains Hospital to pay tribute and holding a vigil. DMX, whose real name is Earl Simmons, entered the rap scene in the late 90s with many hit songs such as Party Up, Get At Me Dog, Rough Riders Anthem, and Stop Being Greedy. His first 5 albums debuted at number 1 on the Billboard charts. He received 3 Grammy nominations, including Best Rap Solo Performance and Best Rap Album. Besides music, he is also an actor, in which he appears in well-known movies such as Romeo Must Die and Never Die Alone. Despite the success in his career, Simmons was candid about his experiences with drug addiction throughout adulthood, which led to numerous legal troubles. In an interview last year with rapper Talib Kweli's People's Party show, Simmons said that his drug use started at the age of 14 when his mentor at the time gave him a blunt laced with crack. From there, his drug use have continued to spiral throughout his life and career. His family released a statement saying that his music, quote, inspired countless fans across the world and his iconic legacy will live on forever. We appreciate all of the love and support during his incredibly difficult time. Please respect our privacy as we grieve the loss of our brother, father, uncle, and the man of the world known as DMX. DMX was only 50 years old. In sports, Brooklyn Nets player Lamarcus Aldridge has retired from the NBA after issues stemming from an irregular heartbeat. The 7-time All-Star player released a statement on Thursday saying that during his last game, he was experiencing health issues in which he checked in the hospital the following morning. He, quote, though I'm better now, what I felt with my heart that night was still one of the scariest things I've experienced. With that being said, I've made the difficult decision to retire from the NBA. For 15 years, I've put basketball first, and now it is time to put my health and family first, end quote. He later went on and expressed gratitude and appreciation for the people around him, including both his current team and former team. He, quote, I want to thank the Spurs for letting me into the family and giving me 5 fun years. Last but not least, I want to thank Brooklyn. You wanted me for me. In a game that's changing so much, you asked me to come and just do what I do, which was good to hear. I'm sorry it didn't get to last long, but I've definitely had fun being a part of this special group, end quote. And that is all for this week's coverage. You can check back next week's weekly brief where I will be bringing you more of the latest on the news. Make sure you subscribe to MIC's YouTube channel so you won't miss out. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Please wear your mask, stay safe, stay well.